Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Who here has ever felt overwhelmed? Who has ever felt like stress and anxiety were running the show? Raise your hand. Now, let me tell you a truth that will change your life. Stress is a choice. Anxiety is not something that happens to you. It's something you create. And if you can create it, guess what? You can destroy it. See, stress and anxiety don't come from your circumstances. They come from your mind. What you focus on, what you believe, and how you move your body every single day. You want to get rid of stress? You don't need years of therapy or some magic pill. You need a shift. What you focus on, you feel. This simple truth is the foundation of everything in life. Two people can go through the exact same situation, yet one crumbles under pressure while the other rises to the occasion. Why? It's not their circumstances that make the difference. It's what they choose to focus on. If you constantly focus on problems, setbacks, and fears, your mind will amplify them, making them feel overwhelming and inescapable. But if you shift your focus to solutions, possibilities, and growth, suddenly the weight of stress and anxiety begins to disappear. Think about a time when you were deeply stressed. Maybe it was a financial struggle, a relationship issue, or a challenge at work. At that moment, your focus was probably locked onto what was wrong, what could go wrong, and how bad things could get. That focus created emotions, fear, frustration, anxiety, because whatever you give energy to expands. The more you focused on the problem, the bigger and scarier it seemed. But what would have happened if instead you had shifted your focus to asking, what can I do right now to improve this? Or what is this trying to teach me? The moment you ask a different question, you change your focus. And when you change your focus, you change your emotions. The human mind is like a camera lens. You can zoom in on failure, disappointment, and stress, or you can zoom in on gratitude, progress, and opportunity. Whatever you choose to magnify will become your reality. This is why two people in the same job can have completely different experiences. One sees pressure and frustration, the other sees growth and challenge. The same goes for relationships. Some people focus on what their partner lacks, what annoys them, or what isn't working. Others focus on the love, the connection, and what they appreciate. Over time, those two perspectives create two entirely different relationships. Shifting your focus is not about ignoring reality. It's about taking control of your mind so that you can operate at your highest level. If a challenge arises, instead of drowning in stress, train yourself to focus on solutions. If you experience failure, don't focus on the setback. Focus on the lesson. If you feel fear, shift your focus to what taking action will do for you. Every moment you have the power to choose what you focus on, and that choice will determine how you feel, how you act, and ultimately the life you create. At any moment, you can interrupt stress by shifting your focus. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, shift to what's right. Instead of focusing on what's missing, focus on what you have. Instead of fearing the worst, focus on what's possible. This one decision, where you direct your mind, can instantly transform your emotions, your energy, and your life. When you master this, stress and anxiety lose their grip and you regain your power. Focus on what serves you and watch how your life changes. Your mind and body are not separate. They are deeply connected, constantly influencing each other in ways most people never realize. If you've ever felt drained, sluggish, or stuck in a negative state, chances are your body was reflecting those emotions before your mind even registered them. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you hold yourself. These are not just effects of your emotions, they are the cause. Change your physiology and you change your psychology. Think about it. When someone is sad, what does their body look like? Their shoulders are slumped, their breathing is shallow, their head is down, and their movements are slow. Their entire body is reinforcing their emotional state. Now picture someone who is confident, energized, and full of life. They stand tall, they breathe deeply, they move with certainty. Their body is signaling power, which their brain picks up on and mirrors. The reality is, your emotions do not just come from your thoughts. They come from the signals your body is constantly sending to your brain. If you want to feel different, move differently. Right now, try this. Sit up straight, pull your shoulders back, take a deep breath, and force a big smile, even if you don't feel like it. Instantly, your body starts sending different signals to your brain. Instead of stress, your brain now associates this posture with confidence and energy. Studies show that even forcing a smile can release feel-good chemicals in your brain, reducing stress and increasing happiness. Imagine what happens when you take it further by using powerful movement, deep breathing, and strong posture daily. Athletes, performers, and leaders understand this principle. Before a big game, an athlete doesn't sit slouched over thinking about failure. They jump up and down, pump their fists, breathe deeply, and get their body into a peak state. That physical shift changes their mental state, making them feel unstoppable. The same thing applies to you. If you want to eliminate stress and anxiety, start by changing your movement. Stand up tall, take powerful steps, and breathe like someone who is in control. You will immediately notice a shift in your mindset. Breathing is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to control your emotions. Shallow, rapid breathing signals stress and anxiety, while deep, controlled breaths activate relaxation and clarity. If you ever feel overwhelmed, stop and take a few deep breaths. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4. This simple practice can reset your nervous system and bring you back to a state of control. Your physiology is your tool for mastering your emotions. Motion creates emotion, and energy is not something you wait for, it's something you generate. The next time you feel stressed, don't try to think your way out of it, move your way out of it. Shift your posture, breathe deeply, engage your body, and watch how quickly your psychology follows. When you control your physiology, you take charge of your entire life. Stress and anxiety don't usually hit like a lightning bolt. They creep in like a whisper, slowly growing louder until they take over your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. The mistake most people make is waiting until they're overwhelmed before they try to do something about it. By then, the problem feels massive, unmanageable, and exhausting. But what if you could stop stress before it ever became a real problem? What if you could kill the monster while it's small? Think of stress like a tiny weed in a garden. At first, it's barely noticeable, just a small sprout. If you pull it out right away, it takes almost no effort. But if you ignore it, let it grow, and hope it just disappears on its own, it takes root. Eventually, it spreads, choking out everything good in your life. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to remove. This is exactly how stress and anxiety work. The moment you feel tension, frustration, or fear creeping in, you have a choice. Handle it now while it's small, or let it build until it controls you. Every great leader, athlete, and high performer understands this. They don't wait until they're drowning in problems to take action. They address challenges early before they spiral. That means making that difficult phone call before it turns into a conflict. It means handling financial issues before they turn into a crisis. It means dealing with emotions before they manifest as stress, frustration, or even illness. The faster you act, the less power stress has over you. Procrastination is one of the biggest ways people let small problems turn into overwhelming monsters. They know they should take action, but they tell themselves they'll do it later. Later becomes tomorrow, tomorrow becomes next week, and before they know it, what was once a small issue has grown into a major burden. This is why action is always the antidote to stress. The longer you delay, the more power the problem gains. But when you take immediate action, when you kill the monster while it's still small, you stay in control. One of the simplest ways to do this is to train yourself to recognize stress at its earliest stage. Pay attention to the signs: a tight feeling in your chest, a restless mind, a sense of avoidance. The moment you feel it, do something. Change your focus. Shift your body, take a deep breath, and take action, no matter how small. If it's a difficult conversation, have it now. If it's a growing to-do list, knock out the first task. If it's a nagging worry, ask yourself what action you can take immediately to address it. The more you build this habit, the less stress can take hold of your life. Stress and anxiety thrive in inaction. They grow in hesitation, but they cannot survive in a mind that moves fast, handles problems early, and refuses to let small challenges become overwhelming burdens. When you kill the monster while it's small, you eliminate stress before it has a chance to control you. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in the human mind. It can paralyze you, hold you back, and keep you from taking action. But fear itself isn't the real problem. It's how you respond to it. Most people see fear as a stop sign, something that tells them to retreat, to hesitate, to play it safe. But the most successful people in the world don't avoid fear. They use it. They turn fear into fuel. Fear is nothing more than energy. When you feel fear, your heart races, your breath quickens, and your body tenses. That's not weakness. That's power. Your body is preparing you for action. The problem is that most people misinterpret this signal. They let fear turn into anxiety, self-doubt, and hesitation. But if you reframe it, if you see fear as excitement, as energy, as a call to step up, you can use it to your advantage. Think about the moments in life when you felt the most alive. Chances are those moments involved some level of fear. Maybe it was speaking in front of a crowd, taking a risk in business, or stepping into the unknown. The reason those moments were so powerful is that you pushed through the fear instead of running from it. Fear exists to tell you that something matters. It's a sign that you're growing, that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, that you're about to do something significant. The key is learning to channel that energy into action instead of allowing it to control you. The difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck isn't that successful people don't feel fear. They do. The difference is that they move forward anyway. They use fear as a signal to take action, to prepare, to rise to the challenge. When they feel fear, they don't shrink, they expand. They lean into the discomfort because they know that everything they want is on the other side of that fear. One of the most powerful ways to turn fear into fuel is to change the meaning you give it. Instead of saying, I'm scared, say, I'm excited. Instead of thinking, what if I fail, ask, what if I succeed? Your brain believes what you tell it. If you tell yourself fear is a bad thing, you'll let it hold you back. But if you tell yourself that fear is energy, fuel, and an opportunity, you will start using it to propel yourself forward. Action is the antidote to fear. The longer you sit in fear, the bigger it grows. But the moment you take action, fear loses its power. The fastest way to shrink fear is to move, make the call, take the step, have the conversation. The more you act despite fear, the more confident you become, and confidence destroys fear. Fear is not your enemy. It is your greatest source of power. It is proof that you are on the edge of something great. Use it, embrace it, and let it push you to become the strongest, boldest version of yourself. Your energy, your emotions, and your mindset are not random. They are habits. The way you feel every day is not determined by luck or circumstances. It is a direct result of the standards you set for yourself. Most people live life in a reactive state, allowing stress, fatigue, and negativity to dictate their emotions. But those who thrive, those who achieve at the highest level, operate differently. They take control of their state. They don't wait to feel good, they create a peak state daily. Living in a peak state means intentionally conditioning your mind and body to operate at their highest level. It means starting your day with purpose, training your brain to focus on what's empowering, and using movement to generate energy. Your emotions don't just show up. They are created by what you do consistently. If you want to feel strong, confident, and unstoppable, you have to build habits that put you in that state every single day. The first and most powerful way to shift into a peak state is through physiology. Your body and mind are directly connected. If you feel tired, unmotivated, or anxious, the fastest way to change that is to change how you move. Stand up, jump, stretch, take deep breaths. Do something physical to break the pattern. Movement creates energy, and energy fuels your emotions. This is why top athletes and performers have routines that get their body engaged before they step into the game. They don't wait to feel ready. They make themselves ready by activating their physiology. The second key to a peak state is focus. Whatever you focus on, you feel. If you wake up thinking about problems, stress, or what's missing in your life, you will feel drained before the day even starts. But if you train yourself to focus on gratitude, growth, and what's possible, your entire mindset shifts. Start your morning by asking powerful questions. What am I excited about today? What am I proud of? What can I do right now to move forward? These questions direct your focus toward empowerment instead of stress. Another critical piece of maintaining a peak state is language. The words you use shape your reality. People who constantly say, "I'm exhausted," "I'm stressed," or "I can't handle this," reinforce a negative state. But those who say, "I've got this," "I'm getting stronger," and "I'm in control," train their brain to operate with confidence and resilience. Your words program your mind. Choose them wisely. Rituals and consistency are what make a peak state a lifestyle rather than a moment. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline. Design a morning routine that primes you for success. Move your body, practice gratitude, set clear intentions, and flood your mind with empowering thoughts. When you do this daily, you condition yourself to operate at your highest level. A peak state is not something you stumble into, it's something you create. The people who win in life are the ones who refuse to let their emotions be dictated by external circumstances. They take charge, set their energy, and step into each day ready to dominate.